Walk us through this, Colt. What are we going to be seeing here?
All right, so we got two questions today. Here's the first one.
Anyone read it, Kev?
Yes, says I was a former hurdler and thrower back in the day, and I've started coaching recently. I'm not sure how to put together workouts and drills to benefit different athletes, either hurdler or sprinter. I have a hard time giving advice to athletes when I have to work with multiple people at once. Can you give me internet coaching for my coaching?
Ooh,
All right, first of all,
coaching a coach.
you got you got to play to your strengths here. 400 hurdler and thrower. You know a lot. That covers a lot of disciplines. When I was coaching one season, we didn't have a jump coach and we didn't have a throw coach. And some kids came out and wanted to do both, and I wasn't going to turn them away. So I would send the distance kids off to go for a run, and then I would try my best to work with those other two groups. But you have an advantage because you have knowledge of both of those event groups, and then if you're forming a hurdler, you know a lot about sprinting. What do you think, Gordon?
So my advice is, I'm assuming this might be a high school coach. If it's a college coach, do not take this advice. But if it's a high school coach, take this advice. We overthink it. We overthink coaching in high school. High school athletes are 15 to 17 to 18 years old. They're going to be fine. We need to coach high school runners. We need to coach them like athletes. Like, you can't, there's no point in being very specific on what you're doing, because if you're trying to maximize them at age 17, they're going to be done by age 21. And so the need to worry about being, how do I handle a distance runner versus a sprinter versus a thrower versus a hurdler? You don't need to worry about that. You just need to make them all athletes. The moment of them actually becoming great is when they actually go on to college, and that's when they go in more specific. This week, you just need to set them up to be extremely fit, athletic people. And then once they graduate high school, they go on to go focus on something specific. You look at a lot of the best runners or
Mm.
football players or basketball players, they all did multiple sports. They all played soccer and they did a track, or they played baseball, football, basketball. Like, they were just athletic in high school. And so I think this question is kind of irrelevant. I don't think you need to worry about how to handle the different types of runners. I think you need to handle them all like, I'm just trying to create fit, athletic people, and then let the rest take care of itself. That's what I think. I think
And
you don't need to worry.
healthy
Healthy,
folks,
yeah.
people who love the
Healthy,
sport,
fit,
keep them
athletic.
coming back for more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have them eager to compete. Don't burn them out. That was
Don't burn
actually,
them out. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that was good advice, but that was advice. So well
I
done.
mean,
All right, next one. What do we
All
got on
right,
this one, Colt?
this one's a little bit more involved.
Okay.
Got a couple little bits of information, a video, and then got the questions at the end. So
race
Oh, I
contact
know this.
rules
Oh, I know
submitted by
this.
Connor from Iowa. All right, read it.
This isn't, this isn't, is this an internet coaching thing or is this internet officiating thing? I saw
Hey,
this.
it's a spinoff.
Large,
It's a spinoff.
I'll read it out here. So it says race contact rules. Large school 800-meter final at the Iowa State Championships. There's contact 100 meters into the race, and the runner was given a solo rerun after 4x4 and then finished third. And I'm assuming we have a video of this, Colt? Oh, no, here's the
we do.
results.
Yeah, here's the results, and then I'll
Okay.
show the video.
Yeah, so the runner ran 154.62 on a solo rerun. So they ended up getting third. And then the runner who, well, you'll see it, smacked him, got DQ'd. But then
right.
let's watch the video here. And for those of you who aren't watching, I'm sure you can find it. So you see the 100-meter break. There's some jostling, and then a punch basically is thrown to the back of the head of the runner, and then he goes down, and that was the runner who was allowed to do a rerun here. Um,
Dude, that's intense. Just
what do
seeing
they
this for the
want us
first
to
time.
rule on here? Do they want
He
us to rule
smacked him in
whether
the
that?
back of the head.
Yeah,
Basically?
but see, there was a lot of you could have ended up DQing both kids, and
So
I get that. I get that they did a rerun, and obviously the punching was way worse than all the other stuff. But I watched it a couple times. Like the move is pretty aggressive. There's a lot of jostling there. But What's
So
the
what's the question? Is
So
it the question whether or not he should have been given a rerun?
we have 4 separate questions. I'll pull the first one up here.
Okay.
okay. One, should
Can we
he have
skip
been
that
awarded a
question?
ring?
Can we skip that? I want to do that one
Can you
last.
come back to it? Okay.
Come back to it. We'll circle back.
All
Let's
right,
go to
circling
question
back.
2.
Question 2.
Have you ever seen a conflict
Okay, no, go
resolved in
back
this
to the
way?
first one. Go back to the first question. Go back to the first
All
question.
right, here's
They're
the
all
first one.
connected to that. Okay, first question. Should he have been awarded a rerun? I say no.
Because
I
of
say
the contact.
yes if I'm a father and I am just thinking we're just watching high school kids have fun, but no if I'm trying to watch a sport. I think he unfairly got hit, but I think we can't turn track and field to a kindergarten graduation where everyone gets their shine.
No, hold on though. I don't think the issue is should there be a rerun just for anybody. I think the question is did he initiate contact as well too? Because I think if you're just running and you're not doing anything and you're completely uninvolved and you get smacked in the head and you get taken out of the race, like that sucks. And you should get a rerun in that case. It's just a matter of is there enough contact? Like, should there have been a DQ on both athletes? I think that's the
No,
question.
I think he was being aggressive. You're told to be aggressive, hold your line, get your position. He wasn't trying to ruin the guy's like race. The other guy was. He was trying to
I mean,
smack him and be like, "You're out."
watch it
So
back though. I mean, I guess I would
he's
need,
fighting for
I would need
position.
to see, I would need to see more angles. I would need to see more angles of this. I would need to go
Yeah.
and get the high def video replay. I mean, obviously there is a lot of content. To me, here's what I'm saying. If you're saying that the runner who got the rerun didn't do anything wrong and then just got hit in this way, or just let's take it out of this scenario. It's the Olympic final, right? And Jakob Ingebrigtsen is in the front with 100 to go, and someone smacks him in the back of the head through no fault of his own, and he lies on the track face down. What do you do then? What would they do then?
You do nothing. We I think we talked about this in a drive from Houston. These weird scenarios. Like what do you do
Oh,
when
we
something
did.
crazy happens in the middle of a race? And this is something
You
that's
just have to roll
crazy.
with it.
We have to it's the guy got screwed over, but like we can't say everyone who gets screwed over in sports gets to do their own little solo run. Licia Montano
Okay.
in the 800 meter with 100 meters to
Yeah, but that's a
go
little different. That's a
falls.
little different. That
They
sucks,
don't
but it
put her
was
on the
at least
team.
within the yeah, but that was at least within the bounds of like fair play. Of like there wasn't someone maliciously trying to like end her race. I'm saying if someone whacks Ingebrigtsen in the head, he didn't have any recourse at all.
I just think you can't open up that Pandora's box because all right, let's do this then. Yo, Kevin,
Mhm.
I want
Yeah.
you to smack me with 200 meters to go. I'm gonna fall if I'm not feeling it, and then I get my own race by myself later.
Mhm.
You could collude. You could have people
I
smacking each other to get advanced into
I don't think that
finals.
would happen.
It
All
would.
right, what's
Oh
the
my
next
goodness!
question here?
If this was a semifinal and you be knew that if you got smacked and fell on the ground, they would advance you. You'd be like, all right, I'm just gonna run 100 meters. My friend's gonna smack me. He's not as good as me. He's gonna take one for the team, and then I'm gonna be like, hey
I
guys, let me
don't
go to the final. That would
I don't
happen.
think teammates I don't think this would cause teammates to start smacking each other. But all right.
They will if there's
What's the
money in
next
the
question?
line. You know,
Have you ever seen a conflict resolved in this way? I mean, I'm sure I
no.
can't think of one. I'm sure there's been runoff I mean, I'm sure there's been reruns somewhere with issues, but I can't think of it when it relates to like a DQ like this.
The problem
I'm
is it
sure.
happened like outside like the 50-meter mark. Like if this happened at the 50-meter mark,
You
they
shoot the
would have
gun
like
and they
stopped
come
the
back.
race. But because
Yeah.
it didn't, you can't make them all run 800. I mean 920 meters, right? You gotta draw the line in. Again, he got unfairly hit, but like sometimes sports aren't fair and life isn't fair, and I think that's the reality. So
All right. What's the third question? Should track and field be rewarding flops like the NBA? See, I don't know if this is a flop.
He
Yeah,
did
he got
start rolling on the ground. There was a little bit of
well,
theatrics to it. Watch it again. He
he
did
got
some
hit in the back of the
theatrics.
head. No one's prepared for this. I mean, like he loses his balance. What's he supposed to do?
Look,
Stop?
he did an extra 4 rolls that did not need to happen. Come
I don't
on.
know, man. Maybe you. I think adrenaline takes over there. You're trying not to get spiked at that point. I'm not saying he didn't have. There wasn't an issue in the beginning part of this with the contact, but I
He
wouldn't. I
sold it.
wouldn't go so far as to call it a flop. Man,
He
we're
sold
zigging
it.
and zagging on all these questions. We completely
He sold
disagree
it.
on every single question
He
here.
sold it. All right, what's the last question?
You got hit in the head. It's not a flop. You get hit in the head. Is this a response to Gordon's boxing running hybrid sport idea? Remember that one?
This if it was boxing, he wouldn't have flopped. He would have recognized, all right, I got to hold my own.
What's a
I
flop?
guarantee you there was a split moment in that guy's head when he got hit. And he's like, I could stay up, but I'm going to sell it because I think maybe something will happen good for me. And he got something good.
Have
He
you
got to
ever
run
been
by
hit in the
himself.
head while running? Have you ever been hit in the head while running? Full speed?
Um, no, I don't think I have.
I don't think any. There's been probably 5 people in the world this has happened to. This is not a thing
Which
that
is
you
why it needs
see.
to be a sport, boxing, track, and field.
This is There was that famous clip. Haile Gebrselassie gets punched in the back of the head in the last 50 meters. Maybe Haile could talk about it. He'd be qualified to comment on what you can do. But since this never happens, I don't know if we can correctly predict how a person's body is supposed to contort itself when it's on the ground. I think he had a lot of crazy momentum and he just kept rolling. But
I think we can agree with this. The guy shouldn't have hit him. He should have been DQ'd for hitting him.
yes, should not have hit
The
him. Don't
guy
hit him.
definitely sold it 150% more than what actually happened to him by doing the extra rolls. I personally believe the guy could have stayed up and finished the race. He
Mm.
could have, yeah, I think that.
No,
They should
no.
not have given him
What do you
his
mean?
own run at the end. That should not have happened.
Finish the race. How are you gonna finish the race after this, man? Like what?
Get
Forget
up,
how
look
far
at that. He's
behind you
like,
are.
oh, are they going to stop it? He could have just like
It's an
got a
800
rally. It's
though.
a
It's an
final. I
800.
got to get up.
An 800. I want to see another angle. I want to see one from the side. I want to see the initial contact there. You're anti rerun of race, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Is what I'm hearing
100%.
from you. All right.
Or they should have made the guy
The whole
DQ'd
field
running
run
the
it again.
race. They both get to run it. The DQ'd gunner, and then they get boxing gloves, and then we can see where it really goes down. That'd be fun.
Is there a oh, I remember a rerun. Rio Olympics, 4x1. US got
Oh
to run
yeah,
by themselves, remember? Because Brazil knocked the baton
yeah.
out of their they went out of their lane and hit the baton. Are you in favor of that? Or should they is that just tough luck?
Well, the only reason they could justify doing that is because it could be about making a final. But if that baton drop happened in the Olympic final, they don't get a rerun to run for gold. 100%.
Right. Right. They don't, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. That's why sports, there's like chaos happens. People get unlucky, you know?
Yeah.
The
I'm just saying
bounce
when
hits
it
3
crosses
times. And
over from right, but then there's luck and then there's someone deliberately sabotaging your race. And I think when it gets
yeah,
into
and
that
it's you got
level,
unlucky that guy thought hitting him was a good idea. You don't know
yeah.
who the mental headspace of the people on the track with you. You never know. You take a risk every time.
Colt,
I
you have any
zoomed
thoughts on
in.
this?
Yeah, I zoomed in. The guy like fully cocks back his arm. It's like full Superman punch to the back of the head. I don't
Yeah,
think it's a flop.
it's bad. Yeah, it's not a
No,
flop. That
it's a
you
flop.
can say he pushed him in the beginning. You can say he shouldn't have had a rerun, but that's definitely not a flop.
No, he embellished the fall. That's what I'm saying. Flop means you didn't get hit. He got hit. And he lost his balance and his momentum, and he might have actually fell because of it. I can believe that. But the like 4 rolls,
Yeah, I think
that
you should
was
believe it.
stop the race for me moment. That was he needs to make sure they saw him fall.
Do you think? All right, here's a practical question: should they stop races like this?
Well, you couldn't. They would have. It was 50 meters in, or even 100 meters in, right? What's the
But
rule?
the break is at 100. So should they instead wait till they make a break to 200, or
No,
should
they're
they
not going to make
wait
him.
into no break at 100, but wait 100 meters and then have a recall gun there?
No.
Why is the only section where why does the restart section end right when the most chaos is about to begin? That
Well, they
doesn't make a
weren't
lot of
in
sense.
lanes. They weren't in lanes in the first 800. They were together. It was
Or was it? Show one more time.
yeah. They weren't. They
Was it
were
one?
already in a pack before they
That's
hit
a
the
lot.
break.
That was a lot of people in the 8.
Yeah. I mean, I feel for the kid, but uh, let's be honest. He'll forever have this moment. He'll be able, like, 10 years from now, when he's on a date, be like, "Yo, this happened to me in high school."
No, you got 2 alleys here. You got a group on the outside, a group on the inside. I just think with this many people, you could extend a restart out to
No,
150.
because it doesn't happen because of the incoming other outside lane. The people who are making the break have no impact on this event.
Right, but the longer you go, the more things are gonna theoretically thin out.
Yeah. Okay. So after
That'll be my
790
that'll be my
meters, we call back the race.
No, I said just go to 200.
Yeah, but
You're
then
gonna
what
put that
about
many people in.
201? What about 201 meters when the hit
Now
happens?
your arguments are not as strong as you think they are when you keep just adding one.
Well, I
What if
just want to
teammates
know.
start punching each other?
I'm just
What if there's
saying,
a
if
mass
200 is, if
conspiracy?
you're okay with 200, why not 210 meters?
I think 200 makes a lot more sense than 100. So
I think
don't let
100 makes more
perfect be the
sense.
enemy of good. Someone once told
Yeah,
me that
yeah.
on the sign. Or-
That
All
sign
right.
is gone. No
Internet
more of that
coach.
sign.
FloTrack, you don't believe it anymore. FloTrack
Nope.
podcast at gmail.com. We need more submissions for internet coach. They don't need to be official coaches. They don't need to be, well, actually be anything. This was fun. Regardless, send it.